I should talk about. Okay. Just to get into the idea of, what's a habit? Well, what a habit is something that you do. It comes from habitual. And if you habituate animals, for instance, or what we call animals, which are just gods of nature, but we call them animals so we can feel different from them. Well, we are also gods of nature. So, a habit, what happens when you habituate something, it's like trying to get it used to you. Now, I'm constantly thinking what I should do. So, some people, they just do whatever. They never really question it. But my mind is asking questions all the time. And so it says like, you can go slacklining again now. Because I slacklined yesterday. So I could slackline again today. But the problem I have is that if I keep on slacklining every day, I'll just get sick of it and then I won't do it anymore. So the question is, do I want to go like slacklining regularly? Or do I want to maximize slacklining in my life? Or do I want to minimize it? Because if I go slacklining now, then I'll go into nature and I'll look for strength. But then I come back here, I'll probably feel empty. But at the same time, I spend time in nature, which is what I would like to do. So if slacklining gets me there, I can do like a short recording, post it on Instagram. Because that's what I'm doing apparently, right? I mean, I've slacklined enough to know that I can do it. So to me, it's often, nothing motivates me but to create content and to share it, because that's what like feeds my own dream. Because what's the point of just doing it for yourself if nobody sees it? So yesterday I went to the park and I recorded this video where I slacklined. It's called just slacklining. It was the one, that was released yesterday. And then I recorded myself doing the scorpion pose. And so what I realized, I don't have to so much stretch. So I don't have to make stretching an everyday habit. But what's important for me is to make doing planks and doing the things that give me strength a daily habit. And so also to release and to relieve myself of this constant, wanting to be inside because it's cold outside. I mean, it's cold inside here as well. It's probably colder in here than out there, because out there I will move more. And I need a lot of space for my spirit to wander. Instead of drinking a coffee now, I can do this. And I just posted again. I made some sketches yesterday for whatever reason. So for my part, it's really hard to have habits that are like fixed. So saying like, I will do this, every Thursday. I will do this every Monday. But at the same time, it would give me stability. But then I wouldn't be really living Zen anymore. Unless, of course, I would say that I just needed stability. But then if, let's say, I say every Wednesday I'm gonna go slackline, it's like a really shit day and there's other stuff to do. So I'll rather keep slacklining spontaneous. So now I have time to slackline, which makes then sense to go and slackline. Because later I may not have time to slackline as often. Or maybe I will. And maybe this is something like a really good daily practice to keep me happy and to keep my spirit from falling asleep. Yeah, I just finished the rest of the 500 grams of peanut mousse. Just ate it with oats. That's it, Didn't even warm it up, just ate it cold, put some garam masala spice on there. And I made this art. It's like sometimes so weird because yesterday I came back home from my parents. I just drank a coffee, no sugar, okay? That's a good habit, no sugar. I drank a coffee with milk, black cardamom, and garam masala, and then I made some drawings, like some art, some sketches, and then I went to sleep. And then I woke up, I did this, and I thought, Because I also, I would like to read. But when am I going to read? If I go slacklining now, I'm not going to read. So I went slacklining yesterday. So why should I slackline again today? That's a very good question. So maybe I should not go slacklining today. Maybe I should just read, make it like a chill day. Settle, just be here, maybe drink some tea. Just chill a bit, do something else tomorrow. Because if I slackline again today, I'll run into this, I'm gonna go slacklining today again. Or maybe I'll just wait a couple of days. So I'm not the real habit guy, but slacklining is still something I want to do frequently. But today just doesn't feel like it. I'll feel more like doing things like this. Because yes, today was a tough day. So, yeah. What else is there to say? You're working on your habits. I feel like reading Haroon and the Sea of Stories and just make it like an inside day. It's a really nice Sunday day. Just be here, read, just see what's gonna happen. And I think that could work for me today. Because this is also important. Right, doing exercises like this. Now I'm resting on these. Like this. So you can just have days like this, and then you can crochet, right? Because I know it if I leave the house and I slackline, but at the same time I feel like doing it. And I'm probably gonna do it. You can count on it, I'm just warming up for it. Because never listen to my words. It doesn't matter what I say. In the end, it's what I do. Sometimes I trick myself into doing it by saying that I won't do it, and then I just wait for this one moment and then I just leave. Sometimes you just have to wait. So you act like you're gonna be lazy, and then suddenly you're really active. And that's how it works, right? Sometimes you just have to preserve your energy to do something else. So now I've said I'm going to do it today, and I've said I need daily challenges. Of course, the daily challenge could be to read a book, but it could also be to go now I mean, this is getting much easier. I'm just saying. So you gotta work on these things. This is not something you have to do every day, but it's something. Slacklining certainly helps to get the strength back in your legs. And I have to do this every day. Not simply slacklining, but just something, some kind of balancing act. Because body, mind, and soul, my friend. So what you need are habits that are in tune with yourself. If you can hold this comfortably, right? I mean, I think it's a good sign. 'Cause there's like all kinds of things involved here. And it's just I'm getting tougher every day. It's crazy how much tougher you can still get. Like literally. It's crazy how much tougher you can still get. The question I'm having is still, where does it all end? How far is this going to go? Because I have so much time. And then I'm running out. I think it's enough to have, like, let's say one habit that you do regularly. Like, let's say every Wednesday you go and, I don't know, do crochet. Or every Wednesday you go on boulder. Or every Saturday you just do like something in nature, whatever. And then the rest you just do however you feel like. And if it takes you an hour to figure out what the energy of the day is like, but then you have like one fixed point. Because if today I will go on slackline, I will not read. So the question is, what do I need? What do I need today? If I go slackline, I also may read later. You know, that's a good one. So I could go slackline now and then come back and read. So you see, for someone like me who's really wiggly, it's really hard to be like fixed on anything at all. There's always a part in me that seems to know what I'm going to do anyway. Because now if I want to go on slackline at the place where I feel like I'm being drawn to it, I mean, that's going to be like a 2-hour hike. Just to get there, then I have to walk back. And I haven't cooked yet. So you see, there's like a lot of factors that keep me from leaving the house today. Because maybe I should just make some food. Yeah, I need to make some lentils. Because otherwise I'll come back, I've got nothing. Oh yeah, I actually do. Okay, so now I cannot chicken out anymore. Because I've got like pita bread. Damn it. You just caught yourself, man, you know. It's like, oh yeah, I still got that food. So I can still cook later or tomorrow. You know, I can say tomorrow I'm gonna make lentils. Okay, so I can already prepare the lentils, soak them, and then I have them. And I can leave now, go on slackline, do like the shots, and then I go back. I certainly feel much more relaxed, like I still have so many tasks that I feel like I need to do, but I think what's important right now is to just practice my story writing until I feel like, okay, now that's in the sack, now that's in the bag, so I can, you know, once I've practiced enough story writing and read enough of these books, then I can start writing new books. And in the meantime, I have other tasks to do. So if today then I go slacklining, then maybe tomorrow I can keep working on this other book I've been working on. And so you see, to me, it's like a tough stretch where I was coming from now to see where I'm getting to, and still the challenges. And that's the life if you're like self-employed. You have to keep going. It has to keep going. Because you don't have this regular life like other people. You have a lot of free time, but it also has to be used. It has to make sense, which is why I did this now, to show you what you can do at home, and then the rest you have to figure out for yourself, because I don't want to run around hiking and talking all the time. Right? It's like you have to know how your days are supposed to be spent. You know, fast or slow, So if I drink a coffee now, then I feel like I will have to stay here and work. You see how confusing this is to me? If I drink a coffee now, I will stay here and work. And then I won't leave the house and I won't slackline. So maybe I'm supposed to stay here today, just do the laundry and cook and just have like a chilled Sunday, because I actually like Sundays. But if you live a life like I do, you don't really have Sundays anymore, because any day is Sunday or Monday or whatever. It's like whatever, it's just a word. Yesterday was the full moon. So what's the meaning of my choices today? What's the meaning of yesterday having been the full moon to my choices today? So habits are very strange for someone who likes freedom, who's like water. It's like, is there a habit in a river? I don't think so. I mean, there are reoccurring events, but I'm working with energy. If the energy feels like today's a slackline day, I'll go slackline. And if the energy feels like tomorrow is a slackline day, I'll go slackline. Now, yesterday I thought I'm going to go slackline again tomorrow. But then, it's like, you eat sugar today, you want to eat it tomorrow. You go slackline today, you want to go slackline tomorrow. You drink a coffee today, you want to drink a coffee tomorrow. So if I get back into this, oh yeah, I'm greedy for slackline, so I'm just going to go slacklining every day, and I'm going to get sick of it really fast again, and then I just will stop. Or maybe now it's just the time to slackline, but I don't want to. So I'll just sit here and just hold my ground against slacklining, because I just don't want to fucking do it anymore. Not today. Because I feel worn out. And today I want it to be more like a lazy day. But I have the slackline, so I can go slacklining if I want to, right? But now my hands feel warmer again, I feel a bit more at ease. I can just rest a little and just spend it like a really nice Sunday. Because who says I have to leave the house every day if I'm never here? Because I never really enjoyed it here anymore. And that should also be a habit, to just be with yourself, to just enjoy that. Also, that should be a habit. That's like, if you're married, that's your husband and wife day. Chilling in bed, chewing on each other, and then do whatever you want to do. So, sure, you can do everything all the time, but some days it's also good to just reduce it. Because yesterday I walked a lot. Like I left the house, first went to my parents, and then went to the park to slackline, did a bit of workout. And then went back to my parents, and then I went for an hour with my mom, and we did dinner together. And then I went back, and my dad drove me. And then I was here, and then I drank a coffee with milk. And then I did 5 sketches, which were hard. And then I crashed, and I slept. And then today I took a bath. So you see, I don't even bathe regularly. I bathe when I feel like now it's time to bathe. I don't really shower anymore. And I feel like I haven't bathed since I went to the boulder hall, which was on Wednesday. And it actually felt alright. Or maybe I did bathe, It's hard to say now. because it's also relative. But today's Sunday. It's just, I just don't want to meet people. Today, I just don't want to meet people. I just don't want to meet people. If I leave the house, I'll meet someone, I'll hate it. Or I will like it. Damn it. Maybe I'll just have a coffee. Or I'll just go on Slackline. I don't know how other people do this. Do they have this inner battle? I really have it. Every time I want to do something, it probably takes me 5 hours before I can decide if that's really what I want to do. And sometimes then I just do it. You know, it's like making music. Every day there's like this idea I could make music, and then it's like, nah. Until it keeps building up and the urge gets stronger and suddenly you make music. I think I want to build this up. Not today. I don't want to do it today. I don't want to do it today. So I hate habits. I hate doing things every day the same way. Which is why, you know, if you eat every day warm oats, then tomorrow you can eat cold oats. And that's what I do, you know. Sometimes I just do it like this, you know. Sometimes I don't cook. You know, I just eat peanut mousse out of a jar with a spoon. And then I just take a spoonful of peanut mousse, and then I take just oats, and I just eat it. It's just energy, you know, you need energy, you just eat. I don't give a shit. So I've got a lot of tea. I can probably heat it up once more. It's been sitting. And then I'll just see right now, I also feel like, you know, now I'm heavy. It keeps me here. So I'm getting into pranayama a bit. You know, I just want to feel good in my own presence again. Because if people project too much shit onto you, you start hating yourself again. So you have to work with that. So I need to center myself, no matter what anyone thinks, no matter who wants time with me. I feel like today I should just be here, do my own thing, and just read. Just have like a lazy day. Just be like, oh. And then possibly on Wednesday I'm gonna go to the boulder hall. Or I won't. Yeah. Well, I mean, you keep changing, so you have to adjust. Whatever habit you have to adjust it. You have to adjust it to your current state of mind, like where are you and where do you need to get? I need to get to writing books. And so I need to read Haroon and the Sea of Stories. That's the task I've set myself. So as weird as it sounds, but today's challenge seems then to be, you know, to read. That can be a challenge. It can be a real life challenge to just sit here and read. Instead of like, so I can go back to nature tomorrow, and today I'll just stay here and read. So whatever it is, mean, it works for me. Other people would go crazy because, you know, they would have said, but yesterday you said we're going to go slackline. And then today you say, yeah, but now I lost interest. Because I know I will hate it and then I will go slack. I'm just not that kind of a guy. I don't like doing things every day. It's just like that. Okay. So now I've figured this one out, because this is me. You know, you have to figure yourself out. If you want to do everything the same, but the reason why time stretches out for me so much is because I never do things the same way. I mean, there are certain things which keep coming back, but I always introduce change. Like, you know, you drink coffee with lemon and black cardamom, and then next time you drink a coffee with lime and green cardamom, and then the next time you press out an orange and drink a coffee with black cardamom, and then the next time you don't drink coffee at all, you just drink an orange. Not sure if that will ever work. Okay, so you see it's like transitioning. And that's what I keep saying, you know, you're like left and then you're right. And that's the middle. So, you know, if you spend a lot of days inside and that felt good, it was the middle. But then it starts like an imbalance creeps in, and then suddenly staying inside becomes more like right. You know, it becomes too extreme. Oh, now we're getting to something interesting here. So you're now in the middle, but if you keep just being in the middle and just sitting around like this, and that's your middle, you know, then that's like becomes an extreme, and then it's like actually may be an imbalance. And suddenly you hate leaving sitting like this. And then I would say then you should certainly leave it. Or you should struggle through it and just keep sitting like this. But let's say, if I know I like reading books and spending time alone at home, then why would I sacrifice this on a day like this where I could do it for slacklining? Because yesterday I went slacklining because I felt like I ought to do it. And then I feel like, oh yeah, I need to post something awesome again today. But rather than doing this, I should maybe say, maybe just once a week, I'm gonna go slackline. You know, that could work. You just have to find some day in the week where you're gonna go slackline. And that should be enough. So this week I already slacklined. And I already bouldered. You know, there's like 2 things I already did. Okay. So I want to be flexible with my habits, which means I'm not going to drink every day at 9 a coffee. I may drink every day a coffee, but I may have days where I don't drink one, because yesterday I drank like 3. So I could say today I will fast on coffee, and then tomorrow I will drink 10. No, but you can be flexible with your habits. So even with smoking, you know, just because you smoked once doesn't mean you have to smoke every day. Doesn't mean you have to always smoke after you woke up. So you can introduce change and do what you feel like when you feel like doing it instead. So every day you also have the choice. Wait, do I actually want smoking cannabis to be an active part of my life? Or could this be like replaced for doing other things? So now I know already that the next video that comes up is dealing with monkey yoga. So it also makes sense for me to prepare myself for this. Actually, I don't have to prepare myself because I already know how to do it. So new habits or old habits are just things I would like to spend time with when I feel like spending time with it. And today I really want to spend time with this guy because I like him. And so I also want to feed this apartment with experiences, with me being here, with me doing things, with me starting to crochet again, with me starting to, like read books and just have a day like this once in a while. But if I start feeling incredibly weak, then I should of course leave the house, but so I can do that tomorrow. And that's just what I decide. That's what I choose. That's what I pick. To do whatever I want when it's necessary or something, right? It's not so much about I only do what I want to do when I want to do it. It's about seeing what you need to do in order to move on. So I'm working on books. I cannot always escape this. Yesterday I wanted to read, but I was too tired. So I could also drink my coffee now and then read with it. And when I get like bored, I start doing this again. But what I also cannot forget is that now the camera is running, it's easier to do these things. So if you're a content creator and you share yourself on the internet, you realize that not recording what you're doing makes it much harder to do it. So there's always the in-between thing, which is why now I started to restrict myself to not always recording everything I do. So I just record one video per day for YouTube. And then occasionally I will share whatever else I'm doing. But that restricts me so that recording videos is not. Like it's like one per day, that's okay, I can do this. But there were times where it's like 10 per day. So this keeps me going into the future, so I'm always about like 1 year ahead of time, which absolutely makes sense. Because I'm always further than the rest of everyone. It also keeps me motivated. I cannot just slack off. So that works for me, but I also think that I'm probably just gonna record. Yeah, I just have to see how this is going to work. Because I also can certainly, if I'm like, have 5 days where I'm not recording anything, I can just say, okay, I'm gonna do 5 days in 1 day. Yeah, I know I can do it. Because in the end, it doesn't really matter. Because I'm here, you're there, It's like, that's what I give, take it or leave it. New habits is really hard, but I have managed to change myself in ways that were hard to imagine, but if you keep imagining them, just watch The Thief of Baghdad. It's a very good movie. Okay, I think I'm gonna press out a lime. You see, new habits. New habits.